Hello there, dear one, and welcome to episode number 6. It's time for a total psychological geek out session. I get positively giddy with this topic. I know you're probably thinking I'm kidding, but I'm not. I'm not kidding. I get fascinated with the whole world of psychology. I studied it as one of my majors in undergrad, and then I studied health psychology in graduate school. So today, it's a topic that takes me to my happy place. When I get to marry psychology with IBD, it's true giddiness. And we're going to uncover some absolutely fascinating information today. I can't wait. So let's go ahead and dive into our topic for episode number 6, the gut-brain connection and how we can use it to our IBD advantage. Let's start with this connection between the gut and the brain. Have you heard that we actually don't just have one brain in our body? We have two. We have the brain that everyone's familiar with. It's the brain that's in our head, but we also have one that's often termed by scientists who study the gut-brain axis as the second brain, and it's housed in your gut. As you can imagine, growing up with a mom like me, the gut enthusiast and the lover of all things psychology and the brain, my kids were always hearing about this gut-brain connection and the second brain. I have to tell you a little quick story. I remember when my youngest was in first grade and he was learning all about the parts of the human body in school. When it got to the brain, he raised his hand and promptly asked the teacher, "When are we going to talk about the other brain?" This thoroughly confused his teacher, and they got into this 20-minute argument between my kid and the teacher. Not long after that, I got a call from said teacher, and she called me asking, "What kind of nonsense are you teaching your kid at home? What is this second brain?" Thankfully, after hearing my explanation, the teacher became intrigued, and I actually got to go in then and go into the classroom and have a conversation with the kids about this second brain of ours. So while it was really a cool learning experience, I think, for his first grade classroom, it was actually a learning experience for me too, because I learned that I might need to tell my son that talking about this second brain in school isn't always going to be welcome, and it's sometimes not going to be understood at all. So, the second brain, the one housed in our gut. It's not like there's actually brain matter there, but it does deserve its name. Did you know that there's actually more nerve endings housed in the gut than there is in the brain itself? Did you know that our gut actually has a thinking and a feeling mechanism? How else can we explain a gut feeling? How else can we explain those butterflies that we sometimes get in our stomach before an doctor's appointment? How else can we explain a nauseous feeling we get in our gut when we hear bad news? How about the physical pain we feel in our stomach when we're stressed out? The gut is called that second brain because we actually think and feel there. And the reason we do is because of an amazing nervous system pathway that connects the brain and the gut called the vagus nerve. This communication superhighway is constantly sending messages back and forth, connecting the thoughts and feelings between our brain and our gut. I want you to go ahead, do this with me right now. Go ahead and touch the back of your head at the base, where your head ends and your spine begins. Go ahead. I am doing it too, so do it with me. This is the beginning of this nerve system circuitry I'm talking about, that vagus nerve. It's this massive nerve ending system that begins here. And then it spindles its way through several organ systems, including the heart, and it makes its way further down into our digestive system, and it ends in the colon. This gut-brain axis and the second brain, it really wouldn't be possible without this super communication highway, the vagus nerve. For most people, the cool factor of the vagus nerve and the second brain, it ends there. And it is pretty cool, but the interesting part about it ends there. But here's where the situation gets downright ingenious for us with IBD. According to scientists at Harvard Medical School, pretty smart place, that Harvard Medical School, this gut-brain connection is especially true for us because we already have distress in our intestines. So anything we feel with this gut-brain connection, those butterflies or the nausea, the stress we might feel there, or pain that we feel in our gut as well, because we have intestinal distress, we feel it deeper. People who have GI disorders perceive pain more acutely because our brains are more responsive to the pain signals from our gastrointestinal tract. How cool is that? And when we feel stress or anxiety, it makes the pain in our gut feel even worse. I don't know about you, but I just find that truly interesting, truly fascinating. Now, after the fascination and the geek factor of all of this starts to wear off, I'm sure you have this thought, just like me. You might be thinking, well, damn, that kind of sucks for me. It's great now that I understand why I feel those gut emotions so deeply, but there's only negatives here. There's only negatives associated with it. So I'm gonna feel more pain, more stress, more anxiety. There's no positives to that. Well, here's where I wanna challenge your thinking on this just a little bit. Because on the surface, right, at the surface level, it might seem like a downside. But actually, I think it's pretty cool that we know ourselves so well. Most people have no clue how their gut and brain connect. They don't feel it as deeply as we do. They don't feel it with the kind of intensity we feel these feelings and emotions. The flip side of this bad news, I know it seems like bad news, but the flip side, because of this deep connection between the gut and the brain, for those of us with a GI diagnosis, the flip side is that because we feel things so deeply in our gut, according to these same Harvard Medical School scientists, when we have IBD, we actually respond to therapies that focus on stress reduction, anxiety reduction, and depression interventions more readily than our non-IBD counterparts. How cool is that? The studies abound. It's not just these Harvard smarties, but from other smart scientists who have also replicated this work in their own research studies on how psychological approaches are helpful to decrease digestive symptoms. And now you know the why behind why the psychology of all of this can actually be our best friend. So often, doctors might want to dismiss us with statements like, you're just too emotional, or it's all in your head, or the pain isn't that bad. But we know different. Our bodies are designed this way. It's time to use this design, this way that our bodies have just been designed, to our IBD advantage. Now we have insight. And insight is great, don't get me wrong. Insight is great. Knowing why something is happening, it's the first step. But it's only the beginning. If we know we have a strong gut-brain and vagus nerve connection, we know we're more likely to benefit from psychological intervention. Now, what do we do about it? Can we maybe harness this vagus nerve to our advantage? Can we actually hone and improve the connection between our gut and our brain? Can we lessen our IBD symptoms? Can we think big here and lessen our IBD symptoms by learning how to affect change at this level neurologically? Yes, we can. This is why I get really excited about this, because yes, we can. We can even get started on that right here and right now with one of the absolute easiest techniques out there. No special equipment needed, just you and your breath. When it comes to truly affecting this gut-brain connection and helping our IBD symptoms, belly breathing, breathing from the diaphragm, it's been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, depression. It's been shown to help our pain response, our inflammation levels, even our immune system can be strengthened. Plus, even non-gut things. Belly breathing can help. It can help lower our heart rate and lower our blood pressure. That's too many wins for me to even count. Deep breathing is a technique I use all the time. I love this method. Using the gut-brain connection to our IBD advantage, I love it. I love it because, number one, it works within the moment, acute stress, acute pain, anxiety, or depression. And number two, when you do it regularly, it also works for the chronic type of problems we might also have, like the ongoing stress, pain, anxiety, and depression. And best of all, number three, with the breathing techniques I'm going to show you today, you can do them anywhere, anytime, any place, and no one even knows you're doing it. Awesome sauce. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do these top 3 belly breathing techniques. Let's do it right now. Because like I said, you can do it anywhere. Okay, are you comfortable? Let me just make sure I'm comfortable. Okay, are you ready for transformation? Because this can be truly transformational. Let's do it like a mom and do it wherever you are right now. Let's start with belly breathing technique number 1, the 4-7-8 breath. I like to start this breathing exercise with an out breath, just to clear the lungs. I like that, just to clear the lungs. Then with this breath, we breathe in through our nose for 4 seconds. We hold the breath for 7 seconds. And then we let it out through the mouth for 8 seconds. So in for 4, hold for 7, out for 8. Let's try it. Go ahead and place one hand on your belly, right on your diaphragm, not up high at your chest. That's not the place we want to move. One hand lower down on your diaphragm. No, if you're driving, let's not do this. But if you're not driving, if you're hanging out, if you're doing the dishes, take a quick break and do this. Put one hand on your diaphragm so you really know where you're breathing from. Okay, if you can, also close your eyes. If not, it's okay, you can do it later. Sometimes it just really helps to focus the breath when you close your eyes. Okay, you can also, when you breathe out, you can breathe out with a relaxing release like a or a sigh. Okay? All right, here we go. Now, I'm going to close my eyes with you. I have my hand on my diaphragm. We're going to go ahead and breathe in for 4 seconds. So breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold it, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and let it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How'd you do? Good job. Now, 2 things that can take this breath to the next level, and I want that for you. Number 1, if you can, I want you to go ahead and put your tongue, put it on the roof of your mouth right behind your front teeth. If you're watching on YouTube, you can actually see me. Tongue behind your front teeth. This is called fire point. It's an energy point in Chinese medicine. So if you can, put your tongue there, and if it feels comfortable for you, you can put your tongue there throughout the breath. And then the other option is when you let out your out breath, when you exhale, you can make a loud whooshing sound like a whoosh or a whoosh. Okay? Both of these are optional for this breath because it really depends. Are you with people? Are there other people around? If you're at a work meeting or if you're at a family dinner table, you're probably not going to be able to do that. So just do the breath quieter and no one will even know you're doing it. But you can get even more benefit out of the breath if you do those 2 things. The tongue behind the front teeth and making the whooshing sound when you expel your breath out. Okay, let's try this breath one more time together. Put our hand on our diaphragm. Get ready to breathe out through there. Eyes closed if you can. We're going to go ahead and take that 4-7-8 breath. So in for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And out with a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Good job. Okay. My advice for the 4, 7, 8 breath is to do it first thing in the morning. I love doing this. I do it every morning. I do it before I even get out of bed, and I repeat it 4 times in a row. And then at night, I do it 4 times too. 4 times in a row when I go to bed, when I'm ready to unwind. It's amazing. It's amazing how this breath helps you wake up in the morning and then also get sleepy at night. Plus, I've used it successfully in the moment with abdominal pain, as well as when I'm experiencing stress, like when I feel like I'm gonna lose it. You probably never had that feeling as a mom, but if you ever do, feel free to use this breath before you react. Okay, let's move on to belly breathing technique number 2. Belly breathing technique number 2 is the 4 square. It's called the 4 square, and it's a very steadying and grounding kind of breath. That's why I really like it, because sometimes as moms, we need that steadying, we need that grounding. It involves breathing in for a count of 4, holding it for a count of 4, and then breathing out for a count of 4. Again, we hold for those 4 seconds, and then we repeat. So in this way, this 4, 4, 4, 4, it's very rhythmic, it's very steadying, it's very grounding. Let's go ahead and try it together. Okay, remember, get comfortable, get as comfortable as you can, close your eyes if you like, and breathe from the diaphragm. I'm going to put my hand on my diaphragm just to make sure that I do it from there. Okay, so we start by breathing in for 4, 2, 3, 4. We hold it, 2, 3, 4. And we let it out, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. All right, how did you do with that one? Nice, good job. So that one, I like to repeat the same as the 4, 7, 8 breath 4 times. That's a good place to start that. It's just very grounding, very steadying. If you're just kind of having a day when you're feeling all over the place, try the 4 square breath. Okay, our last belly breathing technique is called the double exhale breath. It's a good breath for relieving panic or anxiety because it helps you move from the panic to relaxation in stages. You know, it's really hard to just tell yourself, I'm feeling really panicky and I just need to relax. What does that do, right? It just makes us more panicky. But if we can take it in stages, then sometimes we're more successful with that. So the double exhale breath, it involves a good belly breath, in for a count of 2, and then out for a double breath of 4. The next time we take that breath in, we breathe in for 3 seconds, and then out for 6 seconds. So again, we've doubled the breath, and it's gotten longer. Next, I know you know where this is going. Next, we breathe in for 4 seconds, and then we breathe out for 8 seconds. See the pattern here? We continue this in and out until we feel more calmed. I don't think that's a word. Until we feel more calm, until we feel more relaxed. Okay, let's try it. Let's start this with the 2-4 breath, right? We'll breathe in for 2, out for 4. Then we'll try the 3-6 breath. We'll breathe in for 3, and then we'll let it out for 6, and then we'll try the 4-8-2. I like to do this with just a little hold on the top, just kind of hold it and then let it out. So let's try it that way. Okay, you comfortable? Eyes closed, hand on your diaphragm. You ready? Let's try it. Okay, let's breathe in, 2, hold, and let it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little hold, and then we're going to do it for 3. In, 2, 3, hold, and then out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Little hold, and then we'll try it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little hold on the top, and then breathe out. 2, 3, 4. A long one. 6, 7, 8. Nice. Good job. Nicely done. So there you have it. The 3 best belly breaths that you can use to help you with that gut-brain axis connection and use it to your best IBD advantage. Let's go ahead and recap what we've talked about today. Number 1, we all have a gut-brain connection. The connection occurs through a nerve circuit. It's a communication superhighway called the vagus nerve. Number 2, because of this connection, we have what scientists refer to as the second brain, and it's in our gut. Just tell your kids not to mention it in the classroom. Number 3, we're a little different than our non-IBD counterparts because we feel things like pain, stress, anxiety, and depression more deeply in our gut than others. This situation can be damning for some, but not for us because we know how to strengthen this highway of super communication. Number 4, we can use our psychology to decrease our stress response, anxiety response, depression symptoms, our inflammation levels, our immune system, and ultimately we can use it to our IBD advantage. One of the easiest methods we can employ is this deep belly breathing that we just did. There are 3 main types of breathing exercises that we did today. We learned the 4-7-8 breath, we talked about the 4 square breath, and the double exhale breath. So, how are you doing? How are you feeling about all of this? Well, I hope you feel relaxed. I hope those breathing exercises helped you feel a little bit more relaxed today. If they didn't, if you're new to it and they didn't do that for you, don't worry. You might not be feeling anything positive just yet. It can take time for this to have an effect. So keep at it. Keep trying it, and it will become more natural and it will become easier for you over time. Over time, you'll begin to notice that it helps with many symptoms that you might experience. And the beauty is that it can be both physical and emotional symptoms. Are you ready? Are you ready to do it like a mom? You can do this like a mom by picking one of these techniques. Commit to trying it daily for the next 7 days, and then just observe. How do you feel? Observe what you think about it. And if you're feeling extra inspired, teach one of these techniques to your kids. My favorite one to teach my kids is the 4-7-8 breath. I'm often heard in the house saying, would you like to take a moment with the 4-7-8 breath? If not, I think a consequence might be coming your way. Sometimes kids, and especially teenagers, they just need to take a moment to collect themselves before saying something that they might regret. And also, just as a side note, it works for adult spats too. Don't forget, pick one of the belly breathing techniques we talked about on this episode and try it. Try it for a week. And if you do, let me know how it goes. hello@KarenHaley.com is my email. I want to hear from you. Let me know how it goes. Until we chat again, I'm wishing you a cheeky and healthy IBD journey. Best belly breasts. Belly breasts.
I'll start again.
That didn't work. Well, hello, Mr. Microphone. How are you today?
Welcome to the Cheeky Podcast. You know, you'll learn a lot from the podcast.
Obama, Donald Duck. We just get all the hot figures here.
Yeah.
All right, sir, you just go about your business.
Okay.